Hello, you beautiful legends, and welcome to Blunt Force Healing Podcast. This is episode number 801, and it will be a short update about our last full day in Alabama, which was on Tenerife. It was our roughly 15 nights trip to Tenerife. About 16 days of which 2 were consumed by the trip, so 14 effective days, and this was the 14th full day that we spent on Tenerife. It was really focused on chilling out. If you're not familiar with our whole journey and adventure on Tenerife, there is plenty to catch up with, because I recorded update about every single day on Tenerife and wrote a blog post about every day as well, so you can really see, read and listen to what was happening on those particular days. But the last full day in Alabama Resort, Las Terrazas, was focused on really chilling out, and I mean properly chilling, because we started lazy morning with standard breakfast. Breakfast was nice, except for a small incident that happened while we were waiting for our ordered food, because you could pick up a certain dish and that was included in the breakfast. You could order anything from that menu, and then obviously on top of that there was a buffet with drinks and all that stuff, pastries, so it was decent enough, fresh enough, not much variety I would say, but you know, it's breakfast. You don't need much on the breakfast as long as it's healthy and fresh. So it was a nice table that we sat, and it was quite sunny, so it started being a bit annoying because it was roasting me, especially because I was in the worst spot, and we were planning on moving somewhere else. And I guess we moved somewhere else to other table, but not because we decided to, but something triggered us to kind of go on with that decision, as Julian wanted to gesture something and he pushed his glass with a juice that toppled over. It spilled out, and on the way that it was toppling over, it also hit my glass with Barraquito coffee, and it spilled out all of my Barraquito as well. So a lot of mess. It went on my shorts, it went on the floor, on the table, it splashed over the chairs, but somehow we didn't get much on ourselves except a little bit on my shorts. So waiters were just fine, and they just kind of said, like, listen, choose whatever table you want, we will make sure we'll bring you the new stuff, like the clothes and the tablecloth and whatever. And we moved away. Obviously it was strange that they didn't start to clean up that thing. It just was left like that for the whole breakfast. We enjoyed our breakfast, but we couldn't see anyone kind of cleaning it up. And later on we spent a lot of time in the infinity pool. Julian was playing with Elizabeth. I was kind of filming a little bit with the mobile stick from DJI. I didn't use a drone, I don't believe. Maybe I filmed something, but I don't recall any footage, so there will be no footage this time. And then we were so inclined to stay in the resort and not move anywhere, not even to the beach, that after the pool, we went home or to the apartment. We did some of our stuff, etc., and then we decided to go for lunch to the same restaurant that we ate breakfast in. So we went there, and lunch was okay. The food was okay as well. It was pretty nice. But the strangest and most disappointing thing was that in the place where we spilled all that stuff, obviously the tablecloth and everything was prepared for new customers, but the chair legs were still dirty of whatever splashed on them, and there was a spillage kind of dried out on the floor. Nobody kind of wiped it, so that was definitely strange to see in a resort that is charging a lot of money and aims to look posh. I would expect in a kind of medium grade restaurant for that to be cleaned straight away, and they were kind of aiming to be supposedly a posh place, but it wasn't cleaned after a couple of hours. So that wasn't nice, to be honest. But hey, who am I to judge? I'm just kind of stating what I observed. And later on, we spent the rest of the day just kind of chilling even more. But after the lunch, we went straight to the reception. We made sure that they book a table for us in Melvin restaurant, which was a pretty high-end, I would say, fine dining thing. There was like a signature stuff and opened by some Michelin star chef. Obviously he wasn't there, his trainee probably was there or something like that, and it was opened like 2-3 years earlier. But we were expecting a little bit of nice food there. And overall, I won't be dragging for too long. I'll say that it wasn't the restaurant level I was expecting by what they were advertising themselves as. The prices were pretty expensive. Well, the food was pretty expensive, but not on too expensive side. The dress code was casual to formal, so it was okay. I like restaurants that, even though they should be fine dining, they still are fine with the casual dress code. I don't like too posh restaurants. I just feel that too stiffy for my lifestyle. And the staff and customer service was weirdly mixed. Our assigned waiter was nice, but also I felt he was a bit too rushed, and there was a touch of rudeness in how he was serving us, but not offensive, but there was something about it. But he was okay. There was another waiter that was very nice. He was explaining every dish that he served, how they made it to be eaten. Of course, we could eat it as the way we wanted, but it was meant to be eaten in a certain way to get all the flavors. There was not much flavors, to be honest. There was a lot of talking about it and how it should be, but listen, I don't have destroyed palate, and I also don't have like a very sensitive palate, but I know flavors that are good and rich, and I can recognize many of them. But it was a bit bland, to be honest. It looked nice, but it wasn't tasting that as nice as they were advertising, as it was priced, or as it was kind of presented. So overall experience, it was rather on expensive side. Expectations were definitely, we shouldn't have expectations, but they set expectation on us by advertising and showing that restaurant as something posh while it wasn't. And customer service was okay. Oh, Julian received the breast of chicken that was undercooked. That's unacceptable for the level of restaurant that we were at. I didn't receive undercooked chicken elsewhere, I think, in my life, and maybe if I did, I was probably in a very bad place. It was rather overcooked than undercooked, so that was a big no-no, to be honest. And we didn't learn about it until Julian ate most of it. He thought that this chicken was supposed to be this way because he was expecting that these dishes will be a bit different. So another misleading thing, because child is not aware of certain things, because chicken was cooked to extent that it wasn't raw, but it was undercooked while still white. So it wasn't dangerous, but it wasn't pleasant in eating as well. So if we knew that from the start, I would return it, and that was a big no-no. But he ate kind of 80 or 90% of it when we realized, and he said that he felt like it's something, but he thought that it's supposed to be this way. So I don't know. Anyway, not the best experience. I would never go back to that restaurant, that's for sure, and I wouldn't recommend it to anyone because it's not worth the hype. And I'm not against posh restaurants if they serve to the expectations. If you mean to be posh, make sure that your level is on the posh. So when you charge money, you charge and deliver the value of what you're charging, not just because you say you're posh, if you know what I mean. Same with any product or service. So yeah, that was it. That was the final day, and the rest of the evening was focused on packing stuff, getting ready for the morning, because we had to time everything right to be for the breakfast as it starts, so 7:30 a.m. and be ready to depart towards the airport, return the car, and make sure that we have everything on time. But there was small warning that came from Ryanair within the app that there was freezing fog in Ireland, potentially, that could have disrupted the morning flight. And about it, I will tell you in the next episode. For now, that's it. Thank you very much for tuning in. Have a great rest of the day, afternoon, evening, wherever you are. Stay tuned and see you again tomorrow.